Did you move to LA and get treated rather icily at your new high school? Did you get skeeted on day one, only to be taken in by a trio of witches needing a fourth just like you? Did you all get collectively high on your own power supply and nearly go careening over the edge into some really dark places, eventually pitting you against your sister witches? If so, you must have entered the Unkind Rewind, where we were dropped into the cauldron of the 1996 cult teen movie, The Craft.
Get to the chopper!
You know what you are? You're one of those little fancy lads, aren't you?
Link and I are cruising the mountain, bro, and we figured we'd squeeze a little juice.
Salutations, I am Josh Dugan, coming to you from the land in tune with its water, Minnesota, where I've been begging my wife to move in with me from outside her bedroom window. Joining us from the island of Manhattan is my co-host, Sean McGrath. Have you thoroughly white-saged your apartment since watching this, Sean?
Yeah, I white sage the hell out of it. It hasn't helped with my rat problem though in the subways.
Okay.
I think I got some. I think I'm getting balked down there.
Uh-oh.
You're getting balked.
I'm getting perused pretty hard down in the subways.
And tagging in on this one from the land of enchantment is
Ooh,
Adam Schwitters.
fitting, very
yeah. My Benson co-host, Adam, have you been rocking out to your Our Lady piece covers the Beatles bootleg while modeling
Wow.
new eyeliners since watching The Craft?
I mean, it's some pretty amazing stuff there. I have gone deep into the pages of the Craft wiki, though, online. And let me tell you, I feel like I've come out a different person.
Nice.
Yeah.
He's saying that
I
like
have
he
new
like
powers.
he's saying that like he just did that for this episode, as if he doesn't do it all the time.
Yeah.
You go into the Craft Wiki all the time, Adam.
This is his
Well,
new homepage on
I
on
started
Chrome.
for this episode.
He
I
bookmarked
can't
that
say
shit.
I won't be back soon. That's for sure.
All right. And this week we are joined by our special guest who had not seen The Craft since early fits of turning against her religious upbringing, coming to us from Madtown, where she's presumably been feeling the power of womanhood, courtesy of Manon, Tasha Crawford. Tasha, why don't you tell the audience who didn't catch last week's installment about yourself?
Oh my God, dude, I had to cover my mic for that whole fucking intro. Yeah, I'm Tasha. We know each other through our SVU related podcast. I co-host SVU POD, especially Heinous, with my best friend and casket mate. We will be buried together, Gabe. And yeah, I hadn't seen The Craft since probably
Look at that shirt
early 20s.
Adam's sporting for the SVU love right there.
Oh yeah.
Just
Let's get a full screen of that, Adam, by the way.
Queen,
Wow.
icon, legend,
Oh,
Olivia.
yeah.
Let's-
We're
speaking
gonna
of-
get season 1 in there.
Speaking
Yeah.
of modern witch,
Oh, she is Menon in
Oh.
today's
she-
world.
yeah.
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 Yeah, so this was a super fun thing to do, and I can't wait to hear your guys' take.
Nice. Last week I said that I'd seen this a while ago. I've actually seen the much more recent sequel within the last year or so, but I didn't remember most of this movie when rewatching it, which was pretty wild.
Mhm.
Sean, did you have a relationship with The Craft before this week?
The relationship was to be well aware of it, like a popular girl at school that I didn't talk to. Like I knew of The Craft, I just didn't have the balls to kind of approach her.
Okay.
So it took me a couple of decades to kind of get back to her. But yeah, I'd never seen it. This is a virginal viewing for me this last week.
Nice. Adam, had you dipped your toes in the Pacific with Sarah, Nancy, Bonnie, and Rochelle before?
No, I was kind of in the same coven as Sean in that I was distinctly aware of not just it, but its like cultural impact. Like I knew the aesthetic, I knew the the genre. I definitely saw the poster a million times, but I'd never seen it. And it definitely was lived up to my expectations. Up, is that the right word? But it lived to my expectations.
Was it as above so below your expectations?
Oh my gosh.
What's the pun count so far on this 5 minutes in on this thing?
We're going pretty pun heavy so far. We'll try to ease the foot off the gas there.
Fix that in the mix, Josh.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Dads are gonna love this.
Yeah.
Well, dads are already rolling in because of the craft. Obviously.
Yeah.
The puns are just keeping them here.
So we're gonna dive right into your pre-interview, Tasha.
Okay.
The teaser. So, in the first segment of your recollection of the plot of the film, you said
she moves to this town. Her mom's dead. I don't remember when her mom died. She lives with her dad, and she's trying to make friends at this school. I don't even remember how she really got connected with these girls or if they sort of pulled her in. But Fairuza Balk, Rachel True, and Nev Campbell are a little squad of pals.
Okay.
And they're the hot goths. And Fairuza she's the Regina George of the craft. She is goth Regina George.
Okay.
And they somehow get Sarah in on it. Like they need a fourth or something. And then they summon, is it Menel? They go to the beach and they summon this fucking demon or whatever to come and help them with the things that they want.
There are no wrong answers right now for this question.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. You don't have to be right.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is literally just like I'm processing, trying to remember the Skeet Ulrich is there.
He's skeeting all over the place.
He's just skeet, motherfucker. This guy is all over the place.
He's not even a character in the movie. It's just Skeet Ulrich walking around in the background.
Get away from craft services, dude. You're not.
Was it surprising to you that this was set in Los Angeles?
Me?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I didn't remember where it was set. In my mind, it was Salem, but that was maybe too on the nose.
Sure.
But I think they were just sort of like, we know LA. Let's do LA. It was very not. The only thing that made it LA was that they said it was. That's it.
Mm-hmm. And they fly into LAX.
Yeah, Josh, I wonder because for me, this was like a very LA movie. Like the aesthetic was very LA, and there was like details in the background that were unmistakably Los Angeles. And the locus of power in the known universe happens to be a convenience store like right around the corner from Josh's old room, which is weird.
That was 3 blocks from my apartment in LA.
Yeah.
The witchcraft store was literally, I'm not exaggerating, 3 blocks from my apartment.
Okay, I never know when you're joking, so I'm just like, oh yeah, that sounds
He's
cool.
very serious.
It was very weird. We would walk by that place all the time to get groceries.
Holy shit, I didn't even realize it was a real place.
Yeah. I mean, it was not a magic shop.
Yeah, they sold
it was
bootleg DVDs or something.
It was just like a convenience store. It was a corner store.
Very poorly reviewed convenience store.
Yeah, like 2.5 stars.
Sources. Yeah.
When you say magic store, I'm like top hats and rabbits and shit.
Sure. Yeah. It was
Like
Giles operating it.
Shop, I guess, like your candle and incense store, right?
Shout out to the people who are going out of their way to review convenience stores.
Yeah, to review the El Adobe Market on Hollywood Boulevard, Hollywood and Kingsley in East Hollywood, in a little Armenia Thai town.
Their give a penny, take a penny dish was sadly lacking. 2 stars.
We came across a review for Des Moines City Hall once. That was a strange one.
One review.
It was someone was seething at someone who was a friend of the family. It was very funny.
Nice.
Anyway, did you remember Sarah's initial attempt to try to join the girls as a lab partner, only to be rebuffed, Tasha?
No, I didn't remember that at all. I mean, just me saying, like listening back just now and going, oh, I think they needed a fourth or something. I was like, yeah, I fucking nailed it.
Yeah.
but I didn't remember any of that. I didn't realize that Nancy was such a bitch to her from the very beginning.
Yeah.
I thought that was like a slow development. That's how I remembered it. But no, she was like right away, like, fuck you. Sarah's like, I still want to be friends though.
Was any of that, do you think, from the kind of murky backstory between Nancy and Chris?
You know, maybe.
Well, she doesn't like her before that though.
Well, yeah, and then
Like when she
talks-
wants to be lab partners, it's right away. She's like, "Fuck no, get out of here."
She's mean to everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what her friends say.
her icy front.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right. Yeah,
But
that's
yeah,
true.
it feels like we do have that kind of weird backstory between Chris and, like, it feels like Nancy kind of gave it up, and then he doesn't she like talk about disease, like he gave her the
Yeah.
clap or something
Yeah.
like that.
Mhm.
I think
Yeah.
that got edited out when they were hoping in vain to get a PG-13 rating.
Did it not end up getting a PG-13?
No, it got an R because it was dealing with the occult.
Oh, jeez.
Was
Nice-
it was
nice work,
because of the cult
NPA.
thing and not because they were like, this is how you commit suicide the right way.
No,
I
it was
totally forgot about that and was like,
Yeah.
oh fuck.
I think not
badge
to,
of
not,
honor, like, way to go. You
Yeah.
did it the
Yeah.
right way.
Nice.
I would think though that the witches, when they brought that back, would have resumed the quote unquote right way when they do that on her wrists again,
Yeah.
kind of at the end of the movie.
Right? Ugh.
I was like,
Yeah.
come on, witches, you got
Do it right.
Flaw.
Now, interestingly
Rookies.
enough, according to the aforementioned Craft Wiki, they selected Manon as their deity because they wanted to not use a real pagan deity
Yeah.
for
Mhm.
for
Out of respect.
out of respect, but B, out of not wanting to set teenagers loose on the beaches of Los Angeles,
Yeah.
crafting real incantations.
They
So
couldn't
is-
deal with all the washed ashore sharks.
They couldn't handle the
Yeah,
sharks.
right.
Yeah. That was
Is-
the other thing that fucked with me was in my memory, it was one huge whale. And I'm like, was I just fucking confusing that with that Seinfeld episode with the golf ball? Maybe.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, you'll-
that whale that they had to blow up on the beach in
Oregon.
Oregon.
Yeah, it's in
Yeah.
Oregon. Mhm.
Have you ever
Can
seen
you-
video of that?
No, I don't watch that shit. No, I didn't. I
No,
haven't
it's
video of that.
this like disaster where the whale
Yeah.
blows up all over everyone that's watching.
Yeah, it's like a classic like 60s news clip.
Yeah, yeah.
It always like comes back on social media at the anniversary each year.
Yeah.
It's really something.
That and the George Brett running out of the dugout for the pine tar incident. Every time those anniversaries happen, they can't wait to play that video.
You got to make it a baseball podcast.
So
Josh.
Manon was fictitious completely, is
Yes.
something that they
Mhm.
created for
Yeah.
I would have liked to have
Yeah.
known a little bit more about Manon.
Yeah, I wanted a little bit more world building. You know,
Yeah.
like give me the stats. Like give me the like the Dungeons and Dragons alignment chart. Like where's Manon feature on that?
In a weird
Mhm.
way, I was kind of hoping that maybe just because of like the quasi-European connotations with that name Manon, that we were going to get a reveal of the bookstore owner to be the true dark
Mm.
deity,
Mhm.
but no such luck.
Nope, she was just a nice lady with
She
an
just-
accent.
Just a nice 9-to-5er.
Yeah.
I love how
found
though,
that-
just real quick, how like the temple of like true magic was behind a curtain, like
Mhm.
no door, no lock, just kind of like an idle chamois that you could easily part to go
Yeah.
see like the true power.
But doesn't it seem a little sacrilegious to like basically fund your rent for this temple of true power by selling candles and like, massage oils and, quartz crystals?
they could have put at least one more customer for her as well to kind of keep the lights on, just to give a little bit of validity that she's not selling just to 4 teenage kids.
Well, like,
3 of them are stealing.
yeah, exactly.
So Tasha, you referred to them as the hot goths, but
Mhm.
in true 90s fashion, they weren't the hot goths early on. How did their transformation from the social underclass in this school to the hot goths play to you as an adult?
So when I say hot goths, I mean my perception of it.
Okay.
So it was obviously they gained like they climbed the social hierarchy ladder
Mhm.
as the film went on, just because of their confidence and everything else, because they knew what they were fucking
Mhm.
doing, you know. But no, in my perception from the jump, I was just like, these are the hot goths. These are, even though I didn't remember that Rochelle and Bonnie were not as gothy in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they were more Delia's catalog when Fallujah was Hot Topic, you know?
Yeah, I mean, she was wearing like vinyl jackets even at the very beginning, so she
Yeah.
was firmly
Mhm.
within the aesthetic. But the other two, yeah, less so.
She was
Yeah.
full-blown goth from Jump Street.
I will also
Yeah.
say that Fallujah has that kind of vitamin D deficiency look, and she's always had that.
Yeah.
Where the other two
Right.
girls certainly, there's melanin in their skin. Like Fallujah is alabaster white through
Yeah.
most of my memory of her film career, which really kind of leads credence to the whole like uber goth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, as you say, she's like has to be like the assistant manager at the local Hot Topic, right? I mean, that's the only
Oh,
way you
for
get
sure.
discounts on those clothes.
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
makeup too. Good lord,
Yeah.
like the
Mhm.
lipstick budget on this fucking movie.
Yeah.
It is almost as high as the Snake budget, I would say.
The snakes,
Yeah,
holy
about
shit.
that. Yeah, about that.
Yeah.
Apparently, they lost a bunch of snakes during filming.
Well, easy to lose when at one point the animal wrangler says to the writer, or it says to the director, Andrew Fleming, that they have 10,000 snakes on set.
Holy
Jesus Christ.
I
Yeah,
saw
there
a
was-
different figure that was 3,000 on IMDb, but like the 10,000 is sourced from an article that there was a HuffPo oral history that I read.
It came from the Craft Wiki that Adam sent you.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's
There's a lot
information
on the
about that in
Craft
here.
Wiki. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a lot of fucking snakes in that movie. I was also
Yep.
wondering about like the
Candle
relationship.
budget?
Well, candle budget's high. Um,
Not Barry Lyndon high, but high.
I was like, what's
Yeah.
the relationship between like snakes and scorpions? Like, because they were just like anything that they
Mhm.
could throw. There's rats, there's tarantulas all in the same
Mhm.
shot.
Mhm.
There's scorpions
Well,
in
because
a sink.
the thing that she said was this nightmare that she was describing to them was she would have hallucinations of snakes and bugs.
Mhm.
So I
she-
think that was
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
fueling the nightmare.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm only
Uh-huh.
talking about the logistics of figuring
Having
all that
rats and
shit out.
tarantulas
Yeah.
on screen
And
together. Yeah.
snakes. I mean,
they
I don't know.
traditionally do not get along. Those
Yeah.
two. You know what was impressive to me though, because I was expecting terrible CGI snakes and stuff, because I was like, in my memory, it
Mhm.
looked really real, but my memory is from the late 90s.
Sure.
But it was just like piles of real ones. And I'm like, good for them. Look at that.
Yeah.
Going the extra mile.
Speaking of CGI, how did the glamour magic translate to the modern day for you?
Glamour
You
magic.
know,
The glamour
Which-
is the changing the.
Oh,
oh yeah, when
yes.
she's doing her her magical makeover.
That that fed me everything that I needed from this movie. And I went back a couple times when she was like, she did this and she's like, oh, my eyes, they're brown now. And they're like, do something better. And then she makes her hair blonde. And I was like, oh, going back a couple times, because you can see obviously that it's not perfect, but I'm like, somebody worked really hard to make this look as
Mhm.
good as it could in 1996.
That must
Mhm.
be like, and with respect to the purple in your hair, that must just be like crack cocaine to young women to be able to just instantly change the color of your hair. Like
Mhm.
even with like the kind of B+ special effect of that, I thought that was like kind of a really evocative scene from this movie. And when I saw it on this watch, I was like, oh shit, I know that moment. Like that moment had transcended a movie that I'd never seen. I knew the moment of the
Mhm.
hair and then shaking it back to
Yeah.
brunette. Like that somehow had jumped outside of the movie for me
Yeah. Yeah.
way back when.
Does that play on a loop at your salon, Sean?
Yeah, women come in and they ask for that. I'm like,
Okay,
I
okay.
can't do magic.
Okay, which wig was worse? to you? Was it the blonde wig or the normal brunette wig for Robin Tunney?
Which was worse? I thought they were
Yeah.
both fantastic.
Oh man, I had such a hard time with them.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell me why.
I have a real big problem with wigs in general.
Yeah.
It's my wife watches Outlander, and the entire
Mm-hmm.
time she's watching Outlander, I am just ripping on the wigs. It's so, like when a wig is bad,
Uh-huh.
I just can't fucking deal with it. And this was at least the old '90s wigs, that they're doing the makeup over and blending it into the skin.
Yeah.
It's a lace front, yeah.
Yeah. So this is better than the fucking Outlander wigs, but
Okay.
I had a big issue with them. They should have she had a pixie cut at that point. They should.
Okay.
And the studio fucking made her. The studio was like, no, we need her in a wig. And everyone's like, she looks fucking great with this pixie cut. Why are we doing this? But
Yeah, you feel like I feel like that would be a cool girl
mhm.
look. And she came in, she's like, I'm a cool girl. You can tell because I'm mysterious and have a raspy baby voice.
Mhm.
That's what really drove me nuts. I'm like, stop talking like that. What are you doing? But I mean, I I don't notice that kind of shit. I've never met someone with such a wig beef. But
I hear about it
obvi-
all the time.
It's a problem. Josh's wig problem.
but the only wig I noticed, obviously, was Rochelle's
The
bully.
Christine Taylor. Yeah.
Yes, Laura's
Yeah,
wig, where
The
she's
cover
like,
up.
oh, and she's wearing a Party City wig.
Yeah.
You know?
Mhm.
She doesn't really give Bonnie an apology there, right? Like she's just
Why
like,
is this
hey, how's it
happening to
going?
me?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Maybe
Rochelle.
Rochelle, yeah.
It's like, what did I do to deserve this? Is I
Yeah.
think what she
Yeah,
Yeah,
but she's
and it's
not
like-
really asking her specifically, right? It's just
Yeah,
sort
no,
of
it's an existential
Yeah.
to the gods or whatever. Yeah.
yeah, a little
Yeah.
unresolved issue probably there.
I mean,
Is it because I'm a racist? That can't
Yeah,
be it, right?
It was. I mean, I'm not the only one that thought that was pretty shocking racism for
Oh yeah,
a teen
Oh.
flick, right?
I didn't see that coming.
I forgot that she said, I knew she was racist in my memory, but I forgot that she had said, like, straight up a
Yeah.
made up bizarre 90s racist word. She's like, I'm gonna play with the N-word a little bit.
Well,
They're
And-
inventing new slurs on this film.
No, it's literally so there are the four races: Caucasoid,
Oh.
Australoid, fuck, I can't remember, Mongoloid and
Mhm.
and Negroid.
That's where you cue the
It's
TiVo
the
song.
literal. It's the literal like name for the race of Africans, like the taxonomic name.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what she was using. I thought it was like some 90s
Oh,
weird
yeah, uh-huh.
It's like
you know.
1890s race science, not
Yes, yeah.
90s teen slurs.
I
Yeah.
mean, she struck me as that, so that really fits. I'm surprised I didn't see it.
It's
But
also
she was
because the
like-
Domino's Noid was really big back then.
Yeah, he was. It was a
That-
little. It was post Noid, Sean. Let's be
Okay.
Yeah, he was
accurate,
still
okay?
hanging around.
We were still
Or-
basking in the glow of the Noid.
Yeah.
But I laughed so hard when she was okay. So are we supposed to feel sorry for her, first of all? And I get it, but like the first time she's like, oh my God, my hair is falling out. And then the second time when she's sitting in the shower and it's like really, she's got the scabs all over her head and it's really coming out. And Rochelle walks by and she's like, she's sobbing and her
Mhm.
friends run in and they're like, what's wrong? Her hair's falling out. She's got scabs all over her head. They're like, what's wrong? Laura, what's wrong? What the fuck do you mean what's wrong?
You just walked by. What's wrong? All of the hair on the fucking ground.
Yeah,
in the
I would
locker
say
room.
also if you are cursed and someone is making your hair fall out, have a little respect for locker room etiquette, a little fucking respect, and clean that shit up because
Yeah,
You're
seriously.
It was
clogging the
a-
drain,
It was
honey.
clogging all of the drains.
it was
She-
a trail of blonde locks leading
Yes.
to her shame shower.
Her
Mhm.
shame shower. She looked like that blonde dude from The Hills Have Eyes. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
kind
Yeah.
of. Yeah.
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 That or Golem, from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
She had
yeah.
that going
Some-
on.
Some Golem action.
But
Yeah.
that was interesting to me because I could feel that it was like we're supposed to feel sorry for her. And I'm going, But remember 5 minutes ago when she was like straight up overtly 90s racist in this poor girl's face?
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel sorry for her.
I think more cynically, maybe we're not supposed to actually feel sorry for them. Andrew Fleming, when he would talk about high school, because I think he talked about a pretty terrible high school experience,
Mhm.
and he did the the last pass on the script to make it the shooting script. So I got the sense that we're not supposed to look at these people sympathetically necessarily.
Okay. Okay.
I
Like when
felt a
Skeet
little.
gets skeeted out the window, we're not supposed to be sad, are we? Or are we?
I don't know. We'll get into Skeet in a
It did.
bit
It
because
did
there's a
feel.
lot of Skeet talk that we have. So we'll hold off until after the next clip. I'll definitely trust me.
It did feel a little weird though that we didn't get kind of closure on Skeet's buddies, Breckenmeyer and kind of poor man's Billy Zane.
You know
Like-
that's Nathaniel Marston. He
Oh,
was in. There's this fucking insane Romeo and Juliet set on Long Island City. And he's in an SVU in season 8, so you'll hit that eventually.
We're almost there.
He's Clea
Nice.
Duvall's husband in it. He's her abusive husband in it.
Ah,
And so he is Romeo to Angelina Jolie's Juliet in this
Interesting.
fucking batshit crazy Long Island City Romeo and Juliet, where their parents run rival fucking catering companies.
Yeah, I believe that. That's old Long Island City, not new.
It
Long
is-
Island City.
It is
Yeah.
the weirdest fucking movie, and Angelina
awesome.
Jolie is playing an Italian, like Italy Italian, with a really terrible accent that sounds more like it's Bulgarian than Italian.
what is this movie called?
Oh shit! Let me.
Josh,
I
by the
need-
way, do you know that Nathaniel Marston is no longer with us?
Yes, I knew that too. He died in a
Oh,
car
wow.
accident.
All right.
He
In
was 40 years old. He died in a car accident in Reno.
Am I the only one that thought Breckenmeyer was a little bit taller than that in real life?
No,
You-
no,
you
he is
are
not.
very short.
He
You're
is
the only
he is the shortest person on earth.
The little guy.
Is he Franklin or Bash?
I got
Oh,
sucked into that movie or that show for a little bit.
Love is
And,
all there is the name of the movie.
Love is all there is. Because Josh, dude, your pitch just now for that was
You sold me. I
You
wanna watch
need to
that.
watch it. Well, Adam and I have had it on our movie club list forever.
Oh,
Uh,
nice.
But we haven't done it yet. I believe it's very easy to find because it's free everywhere because no one gives a shit.
Like the
I'm pretty sure it's
Romeo
on
and Juliet-
YouTube. Yeah. Mhm.
Romeo and Juliet rival catering company families and
Yeah.
terrible Italian accents. I'm like, fucking sign me up. I'm
And
here
it
for
is unimaginable. You're like, who is this alien woman who is speaking like this? And it's like our biggest star in Hollywood for like 5 years.
Yeah.
Because we're
Mhm.
talking about Breckenmeyer and Laura, Lizzie, racist bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Kristen
Sure.
Taylor.
At
yeah.
first, when she said that, I thought she said Reese's Pieces, but she was like racist piece of shit. I was like, how do we get a Mars candy call out here? But like, did you, Tasha, encounter that type of bullyism in high school at all? Like the very overt, like we knew who like the bullies were. Like it, and it didn't feel like, at least in the kind of guys, the buddies of Skeet, that they ever got their comeuppance. But was that a little manufactured?
Like the Mean Girl stuff?
Yeah, sure.
No, that's not manufactured. That shit is real. That
Mm.
shit is real. But it wasn't like a particular girl or a particular group. Unless, oh my God, am I the one in the room that can't see it? And I was the one? Was I the bully? There's definitely been times where I've probably, if I
Yeah.
go back in my history, been like, you were being a total bitch.
And can we spare a moment to talk about it? What the legitimacy of the slut shaming in this movie was like?
Oh, for fuck's sake. I have so much to fucking say about that, dude. Go ahead. Sorry.
I want
cut you
to
off.
hear about it because like
Yeah.
she rebuffed Skeet,
Mhm.
she de-skeeted, and she still kind of got the slut shame
Mhm.
treatment. I felt
Mhm,
like she
mhm.
was in a lose-lose at that point. And what would Skeet have? It felt like with Nancy, like she was the one that kind of went all the way with Skeet,
Mhm.
whose name doesn't really Chris. one of the
He's a skeet through and through. He's not
okay.
a
Let's
Chris.
not use the word skeet, Chris at all. One of the worst kind of athletically.
Chris Hooker
inc-
too.
Yeah. Mm.
Wow. Oh
You
yeah,
can call him Hooker.
She calls
but-
him a whore,
Yeah.
right? Right. Doesn't
She
Nancy
does.
call him a whore?
Yeah.
But yeah, like I was like, how apt is this for 90s high school?
Fucking very, 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 very. I can think of 2 occasions off the top of my head where a dude has either elaborated or full blown made up that we boned.
Mhm.
Wow.
And I'm not one to not address something, you know? So one time it happened to me. Can I tell you a story?
Yeah.
Please.
So I'm like 18, maybe something like that. And I think I've told this on our podcast or maybe on one of our Patreon episodes, but I was lifeguarding. There was a party, and I was kind of hanging out with this dude, but he wasn't at this party. So I'm with these other people. It was in
Oh, yeah.
Wisconsin Dells.
Yeah.
Come to, I feel like I'm plugging it. But so we had this employee party, and we're staying overnight in the hotel. And this other dude, not the one I was hanging out with at the time, but this other dude that I worked with was he was kind of pushing shit on me. And I was like, no, I'm going to go to sleep. I'm kind of hammered. I'm going to go to sleep. And he kept going, kept pushing until I was like, I got scared because I was in a situation that I didn't feel safe in. And the other people we were with, they were literally on a bed next to us and nobody fucking was like, hey, knock it off, dude. So
Yeah.
I finally got him to stop, thankfully. And the next day I went into work and the dude I'd been hanging out with was like, what the fuck? Like, what are you doing? I thought we were something was sort of happening. I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And I had found out that he had gone to work the next day and told everybody that we had
Wow.
slept together.
Wow.
And I confronted him in front of everyone. I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like, this is not what happened. You were being a total creep and I didn't fucking touch you. I didn't do anything with you. And he screamed at me, calling me a slut, calling me a liar, and everybody believed it. Nobody believed me because why would they? You know? And
Why
that
would
was,
they? Because you're a woman?
yeah, because it's like, oh, you're embarrassed
Right.
or you're trying to not have the dude you were hanging out with to not have him be mad at you or whatever. And I'm like, no, I'm saying I didn't do it because I didn't do it. And you're a fucking total creep, you know?
In
And
hindsight, I don't think this was a plug for.
I also don't want to I also don't want to the act was not affiliated with the hotel in any way. It was a lovely place to work outside of
I know
really
which one you're
fucked
talking
up
about.
Josh,
yes.
cash that check now. Like,
Yeah, we'd still like your money.
yeah.
Can we bleep that out? Can we?
No,
we're
that's
leaving it in
bold.
there. Fuck that.
Oh.
It's fine.
This was many, many years ago.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so that was like one of a couple of occasions. And another time where I confronted a guy that was going around saying that, he looked me in the eye in front of these people and were like, you know, that happened, and totally lied. And everybody believed him. Nobody
Yeah.
believed me. Welcome to being a woman. That is just a fact of our existence.
Yeah, they do a good job, I think, of kind of,
Making guys look like guys.
making guys look like really bad
Yeah,
guys. I mean,
not a far-fetched concept by any stretch.
I
But
really
were there
I-
only 3 guys at your high school? That's one question I have.
all different sizes, like 3 bears.
Yeah.
Like Papa Bear.
They're short, medium, and tall.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was actually a Russian nesting doll of 3 different dudes. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Russian
I
nesting
don't thi-
douche. Yeah.
I don't think anybody was built more to like creepily recline in a chair than Skeet Ulrich. Like he is like just kind of melts and slinks around the chairs.
Yeah.
But
It's actually called skeeting.
it's a Skeet. But I think it actually was kind of I think a smart move to show that his like love and his dedication like led to almost rape. Like where she was telling him no. Like one thing I know about women is like when you offer a back rub and they say no, keep going. Like keep
Everybody
going.
loves that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Just keep pressuring to give the back rub until the
The
woman escapes from your car
Mhm.
and
Mm,
you run her down into the desert of California. And then what? Almost rape her on the side of the road.
Yeah.
right.
I mean,
Yeah.
there was a belt buckle being undone if the Foley
Yeah.
artist had me believe right.
And I would go as far as to adjust the almost rape to attempted rape because
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
for
because
sure.
because if she hadn't gotten away, that would have been what happened.
Mhm.
So yeah, that and so I'm like struggling with this moment happening in the movie going because is he a sympathetic character, right? And I think in a part his brain was so fucked from this
The
thing that
love
was
spell.
happening to him
Mhm.
that it was maybe the threefold thing. I know it comes back to you threefold,
Mhm.
which is really fucked up, but that was just him becoming unhinged and obsessed because that
Mhm.
also that is not, and we talk about this a lot in our in SVU POD,
Yeah.
especially Heinous. Um, Rape is not about desire and love and that
Mhm.
kind of stuff. It's about power
Mhm.
in most cases in what's been studied and everything. Rape is about power.
Mhm.
So that didn't really fit the narrative. So I'm not really sure if it was like his brain just like fucking snapping about
Right.
obsession about this woman. It got kind of maybe Baby Reindeer in that moment. Please tell me you guys have watched Baby Reindeer. Oh
Josh
fuck.
has. Yeah.
Fuck, dude. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
um,
Yeah.
definitely did not fit the spell as far as I was concerned. But
I mean, he's under the influence, right?
Yeah.
That
Mhm.
entire
Yeah. The
kind
entire
of
time.
second
Yeah.
half.
Mhm.
mhm,
So I mean, even after the attempted rape, he's at that party, still pining for her, still anxious to see her. And when
mhm.
Nancy comes in, it's like, oh, is Sarah with you? You know, is kind of lured up to the
Yeah.
bedroom.
Mhm.
Which, by
Mhm.
the way, I don't know how many high school parties you've been to. Nobody has a roaring fireplace in a bedroom cooking. When they when they roll in, that was
You
like
just
a
went to the wrong high school, Sean.
Yes.
I didn't go to
Seriously.
high school parties that had a bridal suite.
It was LA.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
good fireplace
It's
city.
the
Lots of
fireplace
fireplace
capital,
weather.
I believe,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
is Los
Yeah.
Angeles.
Well, it was
Yeah.
actually Duarte, which is like east of Pasadena. So like
But if
it's
we're
It's like where it's even hotter than it is in
yeah.
LA.
Uh-huh.
I do think though that if we are going to kind of hammer home the sympathy for Chris, Skeet Ulrich, Skeet's his middle name,
Mhm.
uh, that we should have the funeral with the crying mom and dad. We should have his friends like shattered. We should have Sarah watching them and realize like
I
at that
Well,
moment that
let's
Nancy has gone too
we
far.
still have more Skeet talk. I know where you
but I
want to
think
go. I think Adam,
but I just say you should have him be sympathetic in the beginning
right.
once.
Mhm.
Like have one scene where he
Yeah.
seems like a nice guy, which
Yeah,
he
that's a good
Right.
doesn't.
point.
Which she's totally
Um,
not. I mean, she does
yeah.
address when she's like when they're talking about what they, what they're wishing for.
Mhm.
When she is like, I know. She's like, "Oh, I want him to like me, but I know it's dumb because he was
Yeah.
such a douchebag." But
Mhm.
that
Mhm.
totally fits the high school narrative too because girls have to learn I should just speak for myself. I had to learn from like that being into douchebags sucks and it's not a great
Mhm.
idea.
Sure.
Mhm.
But her wanting him to like her he didn't have to have a redeeming quality,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know?
it's true.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It certainly wasn't football prowess.
No.
Adam, when you practice football, did you wear dark cargo pants as well?
There's a little bit of a weird practice uniform.
I fucking clocked that too. I'm like, this guy skis in his jeans. He is the most
He
like
does not look like the star. Like that's like kind of the prototype is that he's like on the football team and like he
Mhm.
gets women to come watch him at football practice, but like the dude did not look sharp out
The
there.
his
pads
pads, the pads.
are
Those
hilarious.
those were made for an adult NFL linemen.
Mhm.
Those were made for.
He was
a bucket
wearing
less
my
They
pads.
swallowed
pads.
him.
He was wearing my
Yeah.
pads.
Yeah.
It was. Those pads didn't fit. Is where
Skeet's
we're at.
a
It's
$130 soaking wet. He's
little
a,
guy.
He's a slim
Yeah.
noodle. Yeah.
So how did the girls bond being forged over the itinerant snake man
Mhm.
having his head crushed like a melon in the middle of the street by a truck strike you this time?
First of all, the reaction to a man with a snake being at their open front door when they first moved into a house that had a terrible roof that clearly wasn't inspected, but let's not
Yeah.
leave there. But
You want to find that before the close. That's for sure.
Sure, yeah.
this guy, they're like, oh man, we need a new roof, and it's like,
Mhm.
that's something when you're fucking buying a house, right?
Mhm.
It wasn't like,
Well, it
oh,
never
there's a little
rains in
leak. It was
Southern
like,
California.
It rained so much in this fucking movie.
again, maybe that's why in my
I
memory it
know,
was a
yeah,
Washington situation.
Yeah.
No, Salem, Massachusetts.
Sure. Well, but
Uh,
I thought it was Pacific Northwest presumably because of all the rain, because it is raining for like a third of the fucking movie.
Mhm.
I'd
Yeah.
also say Firuza Balk's mom's new apartment did not feel LA to me.
Well,
It's
because
in
it's
Long
not. It's
Beach.
Long Beach.
Yeah. And it's very
You can
like,
you can see
distinctly in
Chowder
Long
Barge
Beach.
out the fucking window.
Yeah,
like-
seriously. Like I can see like my sandwich place in San Pedro from
Yeah.
there. You know.
What a tacky apartment where it's like the shittiest couch and a fucking jukebox. Like
Mhm.
you're gonna hit a 200 grand payday and a life insurance policy. I guess that's the first thing you buy.
But like, I mean, it was it's the equivalent. It was 175, and it's the equivalent now of like 350. So it was kind of a lot of money. That money wouldn't go very far in LA, but it'd go a long ways in Long Beach.
Did you guys clock Firuza Balk's kind of stepdad?
Yeah, of course, John
Yeah, yeah.
Capellas.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Tasha, did
Real-
you see that he was the janitor from 16 Candles?
No, janitor.
No.
He's the
Or,
he's about to be
Breakfast-
brother-in-law in 16 Candles. He's the janitor
Breakfast Club.
in Breakfast Club.
Oh, never. Mm-mm.
Yeah, he's also
did not-
he was stanky
Legend.
in Forever Night.
Also, he was not credited in this movie.
He was
He was
not?
not. Yeah, uncredited.
Weird.
You saw who the mom was, Adam, right?
Oh yeah, the Helen Shaver.
Yeah.
Who's
directed a bunch of SVUs.
SVUs.
Yeah.
And Star of Desert Hearts.
Star of Desert Hearts. Desert
The
Hearts
second
is fucking amazing.
SVU name in this movie.
Yeah. Mhm.
Very LA.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, like where did where did you feel the girls became most connected? Was it the picnic? Was it the knife thing with the daggers?
It was the head getting rolled under the.
Well, that
It was.
I mean, she bailed pretty quickly after that. She couldn't handle the drama.
But the moment that they got together after that, and they were like, were you thinking about that happening? And they were like, I was thinking about me too, me too. And so it's like, oh, we're all connected. And
Yeah.
there was a weird disconnect of Sarah being like, this is crazy. I can't do this, you guys. And then her hanging out and being like, yeah, let's do a blood oath.
Yeah.
Like,
This is
let's
so
hang out
much
in the woods.
fun. We just saw a guy get run over by a truck. That was so fun, wasn't
Just
it?
a bunch of gal pals. Did you bring wine and cheese? Are we going to have a
Yeah.
little picnic?
Because if one of us has hepatitis, we're all gonna have hepatitis.
Because we're friends. Because we're
Yeah,
all friends.
Because
Yeah.
that's what friends
Friends
do.
share friends hepatitis.
They had a lot of sleepovers, did they? Am I crazy in thinking that? Because it seemed like they were always just hanging out at each other's houses.
Yeah,
I don't
it
know
was
if
that-
those were
Watching
sleepovers.
Bewitched.
That's
were wearing
that's high school
pajamas.
girls. That's high school friendship.
That's another moment too that transcended not seeing the movie. That's something that escaped into the ether. Was the light as a feather, stiff as a board scene.
Mhm. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Big time.
I have
Oh.
seen her levitate at some point in the milieu of cinema, and I thought that was like a cool scene, especially as it kind of did like this interesting pan, like this.
Yeah, they did the
semicircle
Spike
pan.
Lee. They did the Spike Lee
They
circle.
dressed
Yeah.
her around the hydraulic lift, And in the oral history that I read, she was complaining about like it made my hips like 3 times wider than they are because the pants had to go over this like much wider hydraulic lift.
I
She's
did
like,
not
oh
notice
my hips
Never
look.
noticed.
I didn't notice the first time, but the second time I was like, oh Jesus, yeah, she's not wrong.
And then fucking
Not flattering.
Bonnie's mom walks in like Amy Poehler in Mean Girls, where she's like,
Yeah.
"Hey girls, can I get you anything? A snack?"
who kicks the door in and says, "I have fresh towels." Like, what is
Yeah.
like for your bedroom? I mean, if they were even if they're in the bathroom and the door's closed, kicking in the door. I mean, she had to have suspected some type of illicit activities going on.
Well, I
Cult-
wish it was a
yeah,
kick
cult
open the
ceremonies.
door, like really, like busting down the door like Stabler in SVU or something.
Right?
That would be
Yeah.
awesome.
Donkey kicks the
It,
door
it wasn't
open.
a steel door, Josh. He wouldn't have
I
kicked
know.
that one open.
He only kicks in steel doors. He's got to show he's really tough. So we're about to throw to the second clip. You talked more about the plot and started to get into our quartet's wants.
And so they all had different things that they wanted, right? Fairuza Balk was living in a trailer with her mom. Her mom's boyfriend or stepdad was abusive, I believe. So she wanted her living situation to be different. And Nev Campbell was covered in scars from some burn accident. So she was getting treatments and they were painful. And then True, that's her real last name, but I lost the thing. I don't remember what her thing was. And then Sarah, that's her character name, Robin, she comes and they're like, okay, we have a fourth because we need north, south, east, west. They do the thing, they say the summoning, whatever. And all of a sudden these things come true. Oh, I know what it was. She wanted that girl to stop bullying her.
Christine Taylor's character.
Yes, she didn't want to get picked on or whatever. And so they were like, whatever you do comes back tenfold. Whatever you wish on someone else or whatever it was. So Fairuza's mom like wins the lottery. Nev Campbell's scars just like peel away after one treatment and her skin is amazing. And she like comes to school just like fucking 1996 little baby doll top. She just went ape shit in the Delia's catalog, And True was whatever happened with Christina Taylor.
Christine Taylor.
Christine Taylor, because she like made fun of her hair because she was black. So she was like making fun of, just like racist shit to this girl. She had said something about her hair. And then she walks by her and her friends and her hair is falling out. Like she's like balding. Her hair's falling out in the shower in the locker room and she's bawling and she's like, and then Sarah, she was like into Skeet Ulrich. Oh my God, he was in the movie. She was into him. And she's like, oh, I want him to be into me. But he became obsessed with her and like really, really intensely obsessed with her. And like Fairuza killed her stepdad or something. Anyway, her power just got bigger and bigger and she became the bad guy.
I'm really excited to see this. So, Tasha, don't give me the full ending of the craft quite yet.
So you surmised that Nancy's desire was for her living situation to be different. You weren't that far off, but it was something a little more base, and that was just to be more powerful. Did this catch you off guard at all? Did it change the way you viewed Nancy?
No. It was surprising to me because she did want her life to be different. I forgot the whole when they're like drinking the blood cranberry juice thing or whatever. They're like, she was like, I want all the power of Manon, and that I was like, oh yeah, duh. She was very like into the power part, and nobody really reacted. It's like she's, nobody was like. We all kind of just wanted like, oh, what was it?
Yeah.
What did Rochelle was like?
I
I just want
my
people to
bully
be nice to me,
yeah.
and I want to care about other people, and I want them to be nice to me. And she's like, I want to fucking. She was literally fucking Jafar in Aladdin. She's like phenomenal cosmic power,
Feels
I'm gonna
weird
walk
that
on water and
that
gift the sharks.
Manon had a he pronoun, right? Like I
I
thought that
fucking
was
hated
strange.
that.
Why?
Yep.
Especially
Yep.
because it's a French female name.
And it is, yeah.
And I was like, this is this like teenage girl empowerment, death to the patriarchy, and still it's like his power flows through me. I can feel him
Still based
inside
in
of
men.
me.
Yeah.
That was a little, maybe a miss on their part.
I will say at least Andrew Fleming isn't.
I don't know too much about this guy.
He's gay at least, so
Mhm.
it wasn't. No, because it's not just a. You would assume because it's a movie made in Hollywood in fucking 1996 that it'd be a hetero. It'd be a hetero white male who
Like it is now.
Yeah.
basically
The way it
like
usually
this.
is.
But especially in the 90s, it was so much harder for anyone who wasn't a cishet white dude to get a movie made, and so at least this was someone who wasn't who wasn't just it wasn't a heteronormative filmmaker basically. So
Sure. Yeah. I mean, we're still
I'm
there's
not
internalized
excusing things.
misogyny.
Yeah,
For
sure.
sure. Yeah.
Mhm.
But there's internalized misogyny in all of us because of
Yeah.
patriarchy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I forgot about how much it was like him, he like the
Mhm.
traditional God narrative,
Yeah.
or American God narrative, the Puritan God narrative. And I hated it. But 2024 me hated it. 1996 me didn't realize it.
It's also oddly not nearly as I mean women get power in it and the movie is centered around them, but it's not that feminist because these women end up like basically fighting against each other because power corrupts, I guess. But they end up fighting against each other, and then we're left to like, okay, one of them gets power, one gets institutionalized, the other two are almost Greg Abboted by that tree branch,
It's
and
true.
and so like they're left without power, and they're kind of like oddly when Rochelle and Bonnie come up at the end of the movie,
They're pretty lame.
they're catty and kind of like bitchy to her. So like how is this like a movie that's like sort of pro sisterhood or pro like we do have the protagonist getting power, but like the any friendship that she was able to forge over the course of the movie is irradiated, you know?
Well, except with the candle shop owner.
Sure.
They have a bond.
Did you feel like, like did that work for you, or did that come across as kind of contrived, that they would just automatically were these, were the muscle of Nancy at that point? Because I was like, she didn't really, I mean,
She didn't do anything to
she
endear
didn't do
herself to
anything
them.
to that. Yeah.
Sure. It was very choppy in presentation, which again, I'm not a filmmaker, so I'm sitting here like, this really wasn't cohesive with the character, but at the end,
They do talk like that.
at the end when Bonnie and Rochelle go to Sarah's and they're like, by the way, sorry about saying your dad was dead. He's not. Oh, and she's like, yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know my
he's
dad,
right there.
He's right
idiots.
there.
Yeah.
Right.
Funny prank though.
Right. That's so hilarious. But they were like still totally cunty, and
Yeah.
it was like, no, that wasn't those weren't your character traits at all, and you kind of got sucked into doing the mean girl thing with Nancy, which is a thing.
Yeah.
The following along with your friend group and whatever. And even when they were terrorizing her in her house, they were still kind of like, oh man, this like doing this kind of sucks. And then they're like, she probably doesn't even have powers. Total bitchy. That didn't make sense to me. And speaking of the like anti-feminist, whatever, I feel like, and maybe it's because we didn't get enough backstory on Bonnie and Rochelle, but Bonnie being told that she's a narcissist by Sarah, being like, oh, you used to be this person, before when you had all your scars, and now you're a fucking hoe bag narcissist. And it's like, first of all, let a girl feel good about herself for 5 minutes.
Yes, Sarah.
She was able to have confidence for a minute, and you're giving her shit. Why? Because she's tits out at school. fucking
Because she
shit
wasn't
up,
in her
like,
place now, I guess. I
Yeah.
don't know. Like
Yeah.
She's
yeah.
doing a "Oops, I Did It Again"
Yeah.
music video in that
Pre-
outfit.
Put
before
the
that.
turtleneck back on, please.
she
Before that
yeah.
song came out 2 years
Oh.
before. Yeah.
And they didn't even give the context of like her hoeing, which by the way, fucking let her have her
Yeah.
hoe phase and
Mhm.
feel her power from that. But she wasn't being shitty in any
Yeah.
way. So shut up, Sarah.
Mhm.
Yeah, she's kind
And
of the least shitty one of the whole bunch in many
she
ways.
is. I mean, it's like good for her. She felt so, I mean, the hair hanging in her face, the timid way she was talking, all of that.
Yeah.
And then she's got this confidence, and that's what you're mad about.
Mm.
That I don't like. That I don't like.
Also, I feel like that moment too, where they kind of realize, like, oh, we look terrible in a reflection. Like, let's get the hell out of here. Like in the home
Mhm.
invasion scene at the end. Like,
Mhm.
what? It felt weird to not extend that further. So, like, in reality, they were like that, which is why they leave. Because the next scene or the next shot, they're walking past Nancy and they're like, we're out of here because we saw reflections of ourselves. Like,
Mhm.
I would have liked to have kind of stayed in that moment a little bit more and given them. I mean, if they're gonna break into Sarah's house and like levitate and like come at her, it felt like a really quick
Not
turnabout.
just come at her, try to force her in to kill herself.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty hardcore, and then be like, no, like peace, bye, Nancy. Like, I don't know, there was a abrupt change in that moment.
Mhm.
No,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. It's fine.
Oh. So yeah, I was seeing that, and I could see how it could have been extended to, maybe like put them in their place and have them realize what they're doing even further, which is even more speaks to why the disconnect is there when they go back to see Sarah and they're like, our powers are gone, and do you just want to like be friends? And then they're bitches after, that didn't make sense to me, because the thing, seeing themselves in the mirror was really, I thought, until the end part, I thought was them going, oh, this is what could happen because of the comeback threefold
Mhm.
thing.
Right.
So we better straighten our shit out.
Yeah, it should be their come to Jesus moment, and then it's undermined by the last scene.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Did it strike you as odd that Bonnie's consultation would have been happening in the hallway in a hospital?
What?
When she is meeting with her doctor about the gene therapy
Oh,
the first time, she is like straight up, this consultation is happening in a hallway with people like just walking past them.
yeah, that seems like a HIPAA violation.
Yeah. So when they edited the film, they cut out any time spent with Rochelle's parents, and then the studio decided that they only needed to send Balk, Campbell, and Tunney to press events. The girls did successfully lobby to get Rachel True invited to a press junket, but True was nowhere to be seen at the MTV Movie Awards. So it seems like there might be a reason it was a little harder to remember the plot as it pertained to
Was
Rochelle.
Christine Taylor's character running the marketing of this movie?
Seems like
Yeah,
it.
right.
You did come back to and remember the racism angle though.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
did all of this sit with you in 2024?
I mean, I did not feel sorry for her bully at any point.
Mhm.
Whereas in the 90s, I think I did. I think I
Okay.
was like, oh, she realizes it's gone too far. And it's like, well, I don't know. I don't think so.
Only because you had to pay a personal price and not, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right. And I don't know. I don't know how much I feel comfortable speaking to it, because I obviously don't have the Black experience.
Mhm.
It feels almost cheap to just do the race angle in the in the part of the writer, but it's
Well,
also
I do think that some of that is studio notes and not like I just don't want to ascribe that to the writer, because there were scenes
Yeah.
written with her parents. They were shot, and then I mean, if the studio's not sending her out on the press tour,
yeah.
that's telling me that the studio is also saying,
Yes.
"Oh, cut the black girl out of the movie."
That's what,
Mhm.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm learning all of this in real time right now,
Mhm.
talking to you. And so it's like, we're going to use the race angle in the movie, but then I mean, I even
And they
wrote
actually
down
rewrote
what-
it for her specifically. They rewrote the entire Rochelle part once they cast Rachel True. They
Okay.
rewrote it and gave the like race thing to have it like actually be saying something more like specific to her character.
So, yeah, I noticed. I was like, okay, so they barely change her real name. They're like, "You're Rochelle. Are you cool with that, Rachel?"
Yeah.
So there's that, and then as I'm watching, I'm going, I need more backstory for Rochelle because we meet everybody else's parents.
Yeah.
I didn't realize they had filmed shit and then
Yeah, this
cut
was
it
a
out.
big issue for her in that HuffPo oral history. Like she was like, but she felt like, okay, well, at least I'm a black character, and the character is like going through black experiences. So like she didn't really feel like she had any agency insofar as like trying to advocate for herself at all.
Yeah, that feels very overt.
Mhm.
Like just her being left out of that entirely. But in watching and seeing the four, she was probably my favorite character of the four main girls. Just because I felt like her thing, because Nev Campbell, Bonnie, her thing wasn't against anyone. It
Mhm.
was just like, I want this for myself. But everybody else having something against someone outside of themselves, hers seemed the most justified, or justified, period.
Sure.
You know, where it's like, I want this person to stop fucking not only
Being a
bullying
huge
me,
asshole. Yeah.
but yeah, just like the racism part. I guess that is a good angle for her character. But yeah, it feels, now knowing that they cut her out of so much, feels kind of gross. It feels icky. It feels usy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah. Now I have another maybe slightly more niche problem with her character arc. And I assume I'm the only person on this panel that was like on a diving team. And I can tell you that is the biggest diving team in the United States. There's no diving team with 40 fucking people on it from a high school.
They're like 8.
There's like
maybe.
3. Yeah, you know.
How was her dive? I know it was a stunt person doing that, but
The back flop or
oh,
the
no,
No,
the
when she
one
did
when
the,
she's
like,
got it all
the,
figured
the
out.
2.5,
Or
right?
yeah, it was like a 2. It was like a 2.5. Yeah, it was a good one.
You were
Very.
pushing it.
And I wonder, did the magical powers make her land that dive so well, or was it
Was she
just
that good?
the lack of racism? I mean, was that because like,
I think it was a lack of
race.
racism, Adam.
Yeah. Actually, Greg Louganis was actually the stunt person for that.
Whoa.
Pretty
Put him in a
awesome.
one piece.
Pretty awesome.
He
Yeah.
was the what did they
Wait, did
what do
they
they call that? Call him
black
dude?
skin? Did they black skin Greg Louganis?
Another issue with the movie. Yeah.
That's fucked
yeah.
up. So was it surprising to you that you'd at least initially remembered her mom winning the lottery and not getting the life insurance policy? Because you did touch on her stepdad dying.
Yeah.
At a certain point, I can't remember if it was in the clip I just cut, but I know you did during the pre-interview.
Yeah, it was in the clip you just put in. But
Okay.
I was mixing up 8 Mile and
Okay.
this movie because
Of the trailers.
Rabbit's mom wins the lottery.
Okay.
And they're both in trailers, kind of.
And they're both in trailers.
Mhm.
And yeah. But
There was great freestyle rapping in both films, so
it was
I understand.
incredible.
Yeah,
That's how
Breckin
the-
Meyer's verses were dope.
Well, that's how the
Right.
fight scene originally ended, was a rap battle between Nancy and Sarah, and they
Yeah.
cut-
Yeah.
yeah, it
Mhm.
sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
The deleted scene on the DVD.
they had a fifth actually, and it was
Sure,
a young
yeah.
Eminem. So he really
Famously
Lost an
down with
opportunity
women.
He was back then.
Yeah.
He would have been what, like 18 years old, I think, something like that.
Yeah, thereabouts. That was a weird diversion.
Yeah.
What did you have any other moments that you had like conflated in your head with other movies? Or other movies that you
integrating.
conflated integrated into your your memory of the craft?
I don't think so.
Because like for me, the hair thing, I remembered someone's hair falling out like as they're walking through school, and I don't even know where that's from, but I thought it was from this, and it's not.
Oh yeah. No, I think I mean I realized just now when we were talking that I was like, "Oh, that was an 8 Mile
Hmm.
craft
Mhm.
mix up." But I don't think so. I don't think I had any other um things that this movie was such a standalone
Sure.
that it didn't really fit the narrative of the other things that I watched in high school. Because everything else was very like dazed and confused
Hmm.
or a little more girly, fucking Drop Dead Gorgeous, that kind
Yeah,
of
sure.
shit. Heathers. Well, I guess
Yeah.
Heathers would fall into
Heathers
this.
fits.
Speaking of Heathers, same
Mm,
high school.
Really?
Whoa.
really?
Yep, they so this Heathers and River's Edge, so all kind of dark high school movies.
Mm-hmm.
All of them shot at Verdugo Hills High School.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, in Tahunga, for any Angelinos who want to know where that is. But yeah, same high school as Heathers.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah. I could do a whole other quest on Heathers. Fucking love that movie.
I love that movie. When you were
Mhm.
talking about when
Oh,
someone
hang
was
on,
talking
hang
about
on.
the funeral,
My shirt is from Heathers. I just
nice,
realized.
nice. That's
Wow.
awesome.
Just
When
realized it.
one of you guys mentioned the wanting to see his funeral, Chris's funeral, I
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
course jumped right in my head to "I Love My Dead Gay
I
Son."
I love my dead gay son. Yeah.
Yeah, and I wish we got that scene in this.
That should have been yeah.
Yeah,
That should have been added. They should have just cut it in
sure.
from the other movie. Yeah.
Can we do our own cut?
Um yeah, they just kind of went to he's dead.
Yeah, yeah.
Um I mean, he fell out a window. Maybe he wasn't dead. I guess they showed concrete, so that was sort of implied
Yeah,
right
and
off
he
the
was it
bat.
was like a
There's no
third
splatter.
story because the house was a bigger house, so it had 3 stories. So I think the presumption, well, obviously, when you see him fall, you presume he's dead.
Zero police investigation, by the way.
I know.
Hmm.
And at least give us like a splatter or something. You show something like you got an R rating, like put some gore in there.
Well, they didn't
right?
think they were going to get the R rating. Like they didn't cut. They were basically told there's no way you're getting a PG-13 because you're having teenagers deal with like dark magic or whatever.
Not telling them what the right way to commit suicide is by cutting your wrist. That's
Yeah.
not the problem.
But you
I
have
ca-
two people at a high school party in the bedroom of which he fell, and
Hmm.
it's kind of just like pat on the hand.
He
It'll
was
be o-
drinking
it'll be
beer out of
okay.
a fucking quart, out of a quart container from a
Yeah.
deli.
Yeah,
I mean,
I saw that. It was like he just cleaned out the potato salad. and-
yeah, my note is actually, I wonder if his beer tasted like potato salad.
that was a Wisconsin leftovers container.
Uh-huh.
Is what
Yeah.
his grandma had sent mashed potatoes home with him from
Sure.
Thanksgiving. in
Right.
that.
Okay. Yeah. If they cut that scene, that would have helped. Know where that cup came
We
from.
don't get any of his like home life at all. It's a real bummer.
Whose house was that, by the way? Like
I don't think we're
It
ever.
was one of the
mega-
friends. I think it was one of his friends.
the mega house party. Like that thing that
Yeah.
never really translated in my high school experience. Was the mega parents not home house party blowout with like full like 175s of Jack Daniels being bandied about. I
Yeah.
mean, no, that didn't really happen.
I'd been to a couple that maybe were in that wheelhouse.
Mhm.
Somebody shows up at 1 a.m. and I remember one where a guy drove a truck on the lawn and was doing like donuts on the
Wow.
lawn of this guy's place,
Legend-
and there
That's
was
a
legend.
problem.
like somebody
Real
squirted
dick move.
mustard
Yeah.
all over in the house, and there was like a rumor that these two people got. So it was that kind of situation, but it wasn't like this is what a high school party is. It was similar, but it was way more chill
Mhm.
until those few events. You know what I mean? But it was never like this is like a movie high school party.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
for sure.
When
You didn't have people
everybody go-
levitating at your parties?
Oh yeah, no, that was totally par for the course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did Skeet read to young Tasha, and conversely, how did he read to present day Tasha?
All right, there's a lot of shame in what I'm about to say, but oh man.
That's fine.
I thought that and I think I maybe said it the last time we talked. I thought the cringiest moments were gonna be with him, and they were not. Obviously, like the rape attempt scene and everything was totally fucked, and I hated it. But I was like, damn, he was a good looking guy. Look at how good looking this guy is. And I really I was into it. I was into it then, and I was into it now. Hopefully he was probably like 22 at the time. Who knows? They
Most
never
of them
had
were.
kids playing
Yeah.
high schoolers.
Did that strike you as odd that they didn't have kids playing high school? I mean, it was
No.
the youngest one was 21.
Mhm.
So it was Fairuza Balk was 21, and then Nev Campbell and Robin Tunney are both 22, and then Rachel True's 20 fucking 9.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
My God, really?
Yeah.
No, it was giving uh uh Steve Buscemi coming in with a skateboard. Hey, fellow kids, you
Sure.
know.
I mean,
Um,
hats off to her agent for submitting her on this, being like, no, she can pull it off.
She totally did though too.
She looks great. Yeah, she
You
does
know,
look good.
she is
Well, no,
yeah.
she actually had to fight for her representation. She switched management and basically wouldn't sign on with a manager unless the manager would put her in to read for this movie.
Holy
Wow.
smokes.
Yeah, so
and
she actually had to like affect the like change that she wanted to get in this movie. But she was like the first one cast. So
I knew there was some agency dirt somewhere on that. It just,
yeah.
a 29-year-old reading for a high school movie. It's like, there's something going on.
I feel like it
now
was fairly common back in those days. I mean,
sure,
nowadays, I
90210,
think we look at it.
90210,
Yeah.
everyone
Right.
is like 30.
Yeah.
Now you did offer that you didn't look like Nev Campbell at a point later in your pre-interview, implying that you couldn't have pulled the walk off, you know,
Oh, no.
when they're walking four abreast, that
Yeah.
you said specifically you didn't look like Nev Campbell then.
No, I looked like Max from a Goofy movie.
But
That was
does
my energy I was carrying around.
but does the sort of like
Both Max and Sarah with dead moms, I should point out.
Oh, heartbreaking. Can you
Mhm.
imagine Goofy just going through that?
There was a great joke back in the glory days of Twitter where somewhere in the mid 90s, a Disney executive leans back in his chair, puffs a cigar, and says, Goofy should have a dead wife.
But did you find it at all problematic that when this plays at least somewhat aspirationally to like the target audience of the teen girl, that it's unrealistic expectations being built up because they're thinking that they should look like these 20 somethings.
Oh, dude. I mean, that's again just what the experience of growing up as a girl.
Mhm.
You know, it was everywhere. You know, it was like models looked like this, and if you don't look like this, you can't wear that, you know. And so it was just one more thing. It wasn't standalone in any way.
Okay.
You know, that it's like these are the hot girls.
Mhm.
You know, everybody is good looking, and if you are different, then you're gonna get made fun of, or
Sure.
you're gonna be, you know. And even the different, I mean, this is all in the realm of like take off her glasses and put her fucking hair down. It's like,
Sure.
holy shit,
Yeah.
she's hot.
Uh-huh.
You
Oh,
She
know?
God.
still
It's
looked
like-
like fucking Nev Campbell, like Breckenmeyer and whatever
Nathaniel Marston.
Nathaniel Marston, seeing her for the first time because she
It's
has
like she still looked like Nev Campbell.
she still, I mean, like Nev Campbell with a back full of burn scars is still fucking hot Nev Campbell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she
Right.
definitely wasn't like tits.
She didn't have
wasn't-
the confidence.
Right.
She wasn't
She
tits
wasn't
forward.
tits out.
It
Yeah,
was
yeah.
yeah. But
She-
these fucking doofuses
Yeah.
weren't gonna be like, she has confidence, and I like that in a woman. No, they would have noticed hot Nev Campbell before.
Yes.
When
For
she
sure.
would've, you know.
They would have preyed on like no confidence Nev Campbell
Mhm.
too.
Yes. That
They-
was the you missed your window, you guys, to give her the
Yeah.
attention that she wasn't getting.
It would have
No.
been
When
nice
she took
to
the
get,
turtleneck off, it was all over, man.
It
All
would have been nice
over.
to get one like sympathetic like friend character. Like even if it had to be the gay friend that
Mhm.
like was buddies or like locker mates or like in the chemistry class, but we
Yeah.
couldn't get one
You're
fucking
my so-called life buddy.
yeah.
I forget the buddy's name.
Give me one
I-
ally.
Can I pause 1 second? My husband's called me like 3 times.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Of course.
I'm so sorry.
It's fine.
So I'm supposed to get birthday lunch with Gabe,
Happy birthday, Gabe.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Gabe.
birthday.
and happy
She won't
birthday,
ever
Gabe.
hear this, but
But so yeah, noon. And then I didn't so at 11 o'clock when we started recording, she goes noon, and then at 11:30 she goes, okay, I'm hoping you're gonna be there at noon. See you at the sushi place we were gonna go to.
Oh, no.
11:58. Okay, I'm here. 12:06. I'm worried, dude. 12:14. Okay, I'm driving to your house and going into your garage.
Oh no.
So I'm
maybe
really
she'll
sorry.
make a guest appearance on the podcast.
Yeah. Because if she'll be here any minute then if that's the case.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call her super quick because I do have a
Sure.
text that says I'm recording at 11, so let's say 1 to be
Uh-huh.
safe.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So did you remember him trying to force himself on Sarah?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
Because he loves her.
It was ugh. It was more intense watching it again.
Mm.
But I think just because that shit's triggering regardless. But yeah, and then did she go to Rochelle's house?
Yeah.
Yeah, she went to Rochelle's house again,
With no
like
parents.
a very clearly good and supportive friend. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like she was that person in the
Right.
movie. And then like why is she still bitchy at the end though?
Yeah.
It
Doesn't
was just
track.
it was yeah, there was a disconnect there.
How
for me.
hard would it have been for the editor to cut around Rochelle's mom or dad asking, "Who is it?" Because they're no longer in the movie. I mean, 1996. Somebody rings the doorbell. You ask who's there.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, like I felt what there was a part of me too that was like she's got her revenge on Chris, right? She's made him fall head over heels in love with her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are you doing hanging out with him? Like, it just felt like she was walking this weird razor's edge of like, why are you in a car with him? Why are you spending time with him? Why you know that he's smitten? You've got your revenge. Like it has to run its course. One thing that won't help run its course is you spending time with him.
Yeah.
But I think what Tasha was kind of talking about earlier. I don't think she's in it for revenge.
Yeah, she just wants
Right.
him to like her.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't want to go down that path of like she
No.
shouldn't be whatever, because that
Right.
feels
Yeah.
victim blamey to
Mhm.
me.
Yeah.
But she doesn't like him though, right? Like
No, I think
did
she
like
does.
him.
Yeah.
so
She does
even
like
though
him.
he slut shamed her, she wanted to come around
Yeah.
because they don't really make out, right? After that, they don't really have any type of like romantic banter.
Mm-hmm.
She's just kind of like tolerating him. So even though he's in love with her, it's not like she's taking advantage of that.
I think she realized pretty early on in the holy shit, this is working.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That she didn't like. I mean, she might just like a neggy guy, and at the time she didn't know it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so then when he's like, oh my God, you're so great, you're amazing, you're whatever, and I love you so much, she's like, didn't like how it felt. And I think you could
Yeah.
tell that early on that she didn't like how it felt because it wasn't real.
Yeah.
Because
had
that would
created
be
that.
rape. I mean, couldn't that
Yeah.
be construed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it definitely is because I mean, we get a attempted rape, eye for an eye type thing with then Nancy glamoring into becoming Sarah. But
Which holy shit.
I can't wait to get into the sexual assault politics of Love Potion number 9 when we get to that movie.
Hey, Gabe's here. Gabe, come
Hey.
say hi. I'm gonna throw my headphones on you so you can.
Proof of life that she's alive.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Just for a second, because I
Tasha's
Hey,
alive.
Tasha's alive.
Tasha's
I was-
okay.
I overreacted a little bit. Maybe.
No, but happy birthday.
Yeah. Happy
Hey.
birthday.
Thanks,
Yeah.
dudes.
Hi, I'm Sean.
Hey, Sean.
Hey.
Adam.
Adam's the other Munch My Benson host. He show the shirt.
What?
Look at all those Bensons on Adam.
What shirt?
Yeah.
Adam's
Adam's.
shirt.
Oh shit, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's gorgeous.
We're just
Yeah.
talking the craft.
Yeah, I was sitting in this fucking parking lot, and it was like 6 minutes, and I'm like, I'm always early for everything, and she's always a little bit late. And I was like, this isn't like her. And then
This is very this, and given all the SVU that you've watched too, also leads a lot of
oh my god, yeah.
Big
evidence
time.
to that she's gone.
I was like, she's dead.
Yeah.
She's on the floor. Her husband's like, I get a hold of her husband. He's freaked out. Well, now he
Oh,
is.
he's pretending to be freaked out, if you know what I mean.
Right. Oh shit, yes.
Yeah.
It's always the husband.
It's always the
Only it's not on SVU.
Yeah, that's more Lifetime Movie Network.
Yeah,
where it's always the husband.
Which has its place.
fuck. Okay. Bye guys. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
I'll get
Sorry.
back to you. I'll send the email to you too
Okay.
for the list.
Yeah. Sorry.
We only need her another 20 minutes or so.
Yeah.
20 minutes. Oh my god, I'm eating that tuna that I pulled out upstairs. Oh yeah, eat whatever you want.
Okay,
All right.
so when Sarah said to her dad, I liked him, I think he was a good guy underneath it all, what was your reaction to that?
Boo, wrong. High school opinion. You're gonna learn a lot of shit growing up, honey. No.
I was like, what the fuck? What's wrong with your head? This guy,
Yeah.
this guy fucking sucked from the jump.
He sucks.
Yeah.
He's an insecure little fuck. Just a very real look into some dudes in high school and early 20s.
Well, you talked about two of them.
Yeah.
And you know what you didn't say immediately thereafter?
I think they're kind of good dudes.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
That just did not ring true to me at all, but
Right.
whatever.
Right.
Now, Sean opined that it felt like there was kind of a gender divide with regards to who saw The Craft in 1996. It was quite popular. It opened at #1. It amassed 24.8 million domestically, which was 73rd for the calendar year, though Scream and English Patient both passed it with 97 grosses added on. It made a purported 55.6 million worldwide, but that's per Wikipedia, and there's no source for that. So I don't know where they're getting that number. But the budget was only 15 mil, so it was a hit. And this all in spite of that bullshit puritanical MPAA R rating. This was also said to be a big hit on the video rental market, and I did check. I found a Billboard list of the top 10 rentals of the week, like a month after the rental release of this, and it was more than a month later. It was top 10, so I think it did make money. Now, as far as your very Christian parents were concerned, was it easy to rent whatever you wanted, or were your less morally upright movies something that had to be taken in fully outside of the home?
That wouldn't have been something that I could have rented with my parents, but by the time it was out and I'm, 16 or whatever, we're out doing whatever we want,
Sure.
so we're renting it. We're having sleepovers with friends because contrary to what, I don't remember who said it earlier
It was me.
about it feels like, I feel like there's a lot of sleepovers. There were a lot of sleepovers. Us gals, oh man, I never was alone on a weekend night. You
Not
were always
watching
at a...
Bewitched, though.
What?
You weren't watching Bewitched.
Bewitched?
They watched Bewitched.
They were
on
watching
the
Bewitched.
sleepover.
Yeah.
Oh.
They had the Nick at Night cranked.
Yeah.
Oh God. But yeah. So it would not have flown. It wouldn't have been like, hey, family, get together. We're watching a movie. No, that was like, hey, it's around Easter time and the 10 Commandments with Charlton Heston is going to be on. Settle in, everybody. Like that's the...
If I was Nancy, though, I would want to be sleeping over at my friend's house every night.
Yeah.
Because
Her backstory was very sad. And
Yeah.
so the looking at it from I've had a lot of therapy perspective, I'm like, yeah, that tracks for her. And it kind of it overtook her. So I did feel sympathy toward her character. I
Mhm.
really, really didn't love the like the psych ward whole angle at the end, but it was a common narrative on mental health
Sure.
back then, which
Well,
was
she was
just not
hysterical,
great.
right?
Yeah. I mean, isn't that the only
The only
diagnosis you
diagnosis
can
for a
give a
woman.
woman?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So were there any moments while watching The Craft this time around where you looked down and wistfully expected or wished to see the bygone stick and poke corn tattoo that you had the last time you saw
Fuck you.
it?
Oh my God. That fucking it,
Do you have
it's
any pictures of it?
oh yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
somewhere there's
nice.
one that you can kind of see it
Mhm.
when I'm with a girlfriend at a bar, and I must have been 22 or
Okay.
something, and we were hugging, and I had my sleeve pushed up, and you can see it. But like I'm sure there's ones my mom has from when I was younger or whatever, but that's the only one that sticks in my mind that I'm like, this is proof that that existed
Uh,
because I didn't document it.
so you said you did that when you were like 12 or 13?
Yeah, it was the summer before I turned 13. Yeah.
Okay. What did your parents have to say about that?
So they didn't know for a little while because I
Uh.
wore a Band-Aid over it. And
Mm.
my mom
Taking a
was
while to
fine.
heal, Tasha.
My mom was finally like, "What is that Band-Aid about?" And
Mhm.
I was like an artsy kid, so I was like, "Oh, it's just a thing I'm trying to start, just like a Band-Aid." Because I
New
would go to
trend.
school. Well, I would do different things,
Sure.
like I dyed my eyebrows, or I would like color my eyebrows in, so I'd have like rainbow eyebrows or green eyebrows or whatever. I would do different
Mhm.
colors and stuff. And my mom would let me, but my dad wouldn't. So she'd pick me up from school, and I had to scrub my eyebrows
Mhm.
off before I got home. And so that was just one of those things where I'm like, it's just a thing I'm trying to start. And she's
So you
like,
have the
all right.
Band-Aid out now, and you're like, I'm really into Nelly.
Yeah. Yeah. But like, I'm trying like, under the eye, I'm gonna make it my own thing.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then I remember we were camping, and I didn't have a Band-Aid on it, and it kind of like left my mind. And my mom goes, "What is that?" And I was like, "Oh shit." I'm like, "Well, it's the tattoo." And she was pissed. She goes, "Well, you're gonna hate it." And I'm like, "I kind of already do," but I didn't tell her. Um, and then she said that she would get me laser treatment for it when I turned 18. For my 18th birthday, she was gonna pay to get it lasered. And then she saw that I had gotten another tattoo. And was like, fuck that. I'm not paying to get this removed if you're out getting tattoos. I'm like, yeah, but this was done by a professional. You want to know what it was? It was a big red star on my lower back because it was a fucking tramp stamp. And I really liked Rage Against the Machine.
Okay.
And so yeah, that's my when did I get that? I turned 18
At
in
least the politics are consistently better for Rage.
exactly. And I'm just grateful that I didn't get easy LN under it like I had initially planned. Because that would have been a tramp stamp of it at least. No thanks. But yeah, so she's like, I'm not gonna pay to get it removed. So I had it removed a few years later.
Okay, so I'm going to throw to the next clip here in a second. Sean asked you.
So Tasha, your Christian family would probably throw the craft under the bus, but did the craft in any way contribute to some off the books behavior for you?
Yeah, dude, because they were badasses, and it was
Mhm.
like, I'm a badass too.
Mhm.
So we're running around our shitty little town, getting in trouble and not damaging anything
Mhm.
really, but just I had like a false bravado.
Mm.
And I mean, it's like to get into the therapy of it, it
Mhm.
was like a protective mask of just like,
Yeah.
I'm fucking tough, don't fuck with me
Sure.
kind of energy, as much as a fucking 14, 15-year-old can have that.
Right. So did this viewing get you thinking at all about your younger self and where she was when she was watching this?
I mean, I didn't get that existential in watching it this time, but I did in like listening back to that, super accurate. It gave a space to being weird,
Mhm.
and like cuz back then, at least, I'm hoping it's different for kids now, but back then, if you weren't this very specific type of kid where it's like, I'm on the softball team and I'm there were like the ICP kids and there were the Magic the Gathering kids. There was some crossover there at our school. And I was an art club kid. There were the band kids, that sort of thing. But like they didn't fall up, these outer fringe groups didn't fall into like the cool category. So to me, this movie was like these were the cool girls to my in my opinion. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, they're giving off this, they had this power in some way. And it gave allowance for that. For like, I don't have to fit this specific small town norm to be cool. Nobody else has to think I'm cool, but I do, so yeah, that rang true in
Okay.
watching it now and watching it as a teenager.
Did watching this trip any wires and make you remember anything you'd done as a young ne'er-do-well?
Not really.
Okay.
I wish I had an answer for that.
No, you don't have to. This is just
Yeah,
things I was curious about.
Nothing specific. I mean, the whole gets kind of dark. I mean, the whole like cutting thing. I dealt with a lot of depression. And so I know that because I remember the like, you have to do it the right way. Like the right way came from this movie, came from being aware of it and knowing it and having other friends that like we confided in each other with like, this is a thing that I do to handle some form of my depression. And in watching it now, I'm like, that probably was not great for where my head was at the time.
And that's what I think parents and church groups probably were not really worried about, like, oh, people with, depression, but like that this movie's
A gateway.
power will supersede, will infect the entire country. I don't know where I heard this, presumably a movie, but I've always heard with the slitting the wrist things, it's down the road, not across the street. Does anybody harken back to what the hell that's from? Okay.
I do not remember that.
Yeah, that was not my thing, but I can't remember where that's from, but I did not know the right way, quote unquote, from The Craft, because the images that I remember from this movie are usually based on the trailer.
Yeah.
Sean remembered the image of them walking four abreast empowered, the
Definitely remember
poster
that.
shot.
Oh yeah.
Now that's a shot that Fleming actually did to get the studio to finally understand what they were going for, and that's what got the movie greenlit.
Did they wait, maybe this is a Mandela effect, maybe this is something in just the trailer, but did they actually do a four abreast down the hall, or am I
think it's only in the trailer, or maybe it's just the
two
poster.
and two, right?
Yeah, there's two and two down
so.
the like where everyone's eating, but I don't think they
in
did
the
it
quad.
Yeah.
Tasha, do you remember them being four abreast, walking down the hall, kind of clearing? Because
I don't.
When
I don't.
Sarah,
maybe it could also be, there had to have been a music video of like one of the songs on the soundtrack.
Oh, the music and oh man, that
we
was.
should talk.
Yikes. We'll
about
get to
the
that in
music.
a later segment.
But yeah, I feel like that was a lot of slow-mo walking. It does feel weird though that they didn't have Rochelle touch Christine Taylor's hair, that it was Sarah that did it when she's like, oh, I thought I saw a bug. That would have been kind of a nice tie-in to actually throw that to Rochelle.
Did you still most associate with our protagonist in this time?
No.
Okay.
Was it the French teacher that you found?
Yeah.
Pretty high level French teacher for that class.
Very high level French in high school. I mean, I guess Catholic high school, they're probably going to be a little bit more educated.
Yeah.
But
maybe.
also, did
Not
it feel
necessarily.
like not necessarily?
I'm more associated with Breckenmeyer. That was kind of, yeah. the like short, kind of annoying. Yeah.
Did it? Speaking of Breckenmeyer, when he said Stepford boy, did that strike anyone else as like this fucking idiot wouldn't say that? He doesn't know what the Stepford wives are.
No.
No. Do you think he saw Witches of Eastwick though?
Well, that
'Cause
was
that
Skeet.
was oh, that was Skeet.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, I caught that too, and I was like, this guy doesn't fucking know the Witches of Eastwick. Like,
right.
Yeah. I mean, it was a popular film at the
Was
and
it?
I guess that was like 1989 or
8
something.
years
though, right?
earlier.
Yeah.
I don't think this fucking idiot saw it. So did you still feel like these badass girls were good people watching as an adult?
Um, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I feel like they all had sympathetic points. I do think that, I mean, and we've hit it a couple times, but that Bonnie and Rochelle were misrepresented toward the end of the movie.
Yeah.
But they were, and to the oh, I thought I saw a bug, whatever, in the hair, Sarah doing it. I felt like that was stating like Sarah is protective of these girls because they're friends now. And Rochelle can't do that because there's too much, the power dynamic is different. So Sarah gets to be like, I'm gonna fucking check you because
Sarah
my
had
friend
white
can't.
privilege in that scene.
Well,
And that, yeah.
right, white witch privilege, but she's the only one with the real magic, right? Until
Yeah.
she like summons the spirit of Manon to
Yeah.
to her pal Perugia.
Right.
So I'm going to throw to the last clip here where I asked you what your expectations were for your return to the craft.
I believe it's going to feel very over the top, but I don't think it's going to be as cringy as a lot of other teen movies from the 90s. I don't think there's going to be as much of that. I'm sure like the Skeet Ulrich love interest thing and like the we're cool guys stuff, that's going to be awful.
Yeah.
I feel like that's going to just make me just like pucker inside of myself, you know, but I still think it's probably cool. And I also think that I'm going to look at Fairuza Balk as more understood than because it's like this person is evil.
Sure.
Like this is a bad person. But I think that there's a lot more nuance to her character that I would be able to like be aware of now, just with like years of therapy and growing up and whatever.
Right. So comparatively, with this super fresh viewing, how do you feel this measured up to the other teen cinematic fare of the 90s?
The fact that I said that there's not going to be as much cringe, I was very wrong with that. Now, so before my rewatch, right, as I said in that clip, I'm like the Skeet Ulrich thing and the his buddies or whatever, that'll be super cringy. Did not think that. Did not feel that way. There were multiple scenes that I did feel that way, but not with him. The first one that pops in my head is when anytime they're in awe of something, like the girls are in awe of something, when they do the fucking blood oath summon Manon and they're in the woods and the butterflies come down and they're like, oh, it's a gift from Manon. I was like, oh, it's super cringe.
Yeah.
And one of the worst ones is when Nancy has Chris up in the bedroom and she turns herself into Sarah. And first of all, he wasn't that fucked up when he was downstairs. And then he gets upstairs and he's like, whoa, I'm super
He's drinking
fucked up.
beer at a fucking high school party.
He just got there.
Yeah.
You know, like how fucked up are you, dude?
Like Timothy literally didn't stop by like right before Nancy shows up and they all just drop acid because
you still would have needed a good like 45 minutes before that would have done it. But anyway,
maybe somebody drugged the cold pasta salad that was in his cup before he drank beer out of it.
Dosed pasta salad, the old high school party trick.
Expired mayonnaise, guys. I'm telling you, I can fuck you up.
That's a story for another time.
So so then he believes that it's Sarah?
She does this and she turns into Sarah, but the cringe of that, he's like, Sarah? And she shakes her hair and giggles like Minnie Mouse. She's like, I felt embarrassed for it was secondhand embarrassed.
And what's the plan there too with Nancy? Because she doesn't know that that Sarah's gonna roll in and kick the door in, mom style. Like she's just gonna fuck Chris to
Yeah.
like freak him out. Like I
Maybe
don't
she's
really-
gonna fuck him to death. I don't know.
And well, who knows if she was gonna kill him? You
Yeah.
know, we don't know that until he was
We never see
completely
the ice pick.
appalled at the fact that he was being, I mean, he was being sexually assaulted.
Yeah.
Okay. But she's like, ugh. I mean, there was a weird jealousy thing there.
Yeah.
Between
Nancy and Sarah.
Nancy and Sarah.
Yeah.
Which again, it's just like, do we have to do that? Does this have to be the through line for women, you know, for
Yeah.
girls? It
Mhm.
does at the time, yeah. And
Well, when you're the heir to the Johnny Depp legacy, like Skeet
Mm.
Ulrich was in the mid-90s.
Yeah, in a way, like Rochelle's maybe the only character that kind of passes the Bechdel test, right? Like her arc
Yeah.
isn't
Yeah.
involving dudes. Like 'cause she's the
100%.
only one.
100%. I love that.
Yeah.
But yeah, and the other cringe, the biggest cringe is the way that Sarah talked through the movie, and like to give that you know, the raspy baby mystery girl. And if it was to be remade, it would be Anna Kendrick. Anna Kendrick would play her. If anybody's like, what is she what vibe do you mean? I mean the Anna Kendrick cool girl.
Mhm.
She in this they would throw in her flipping cups
Yeah, the cups. Yeah.
on a fucking stage. Yeah. So I was wrong about the cringe thing. Super duper cringe.
Did you still
and-
feel like the craft was, did you still feel like the craft was pretty cool?
No.
Okay.
It's very there's so much nostalgia.
Mhm.
But you know, so I'm watching it and like I'm, you know, remembering and feeling it, and the music was really throwing that in there for me.
Of a time.
Yeah, but it was very of a time,
Uh-huh.
you know. But it is where I watch it now as a 40-year-old person and go, oh my God, fucking young people. Like,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
you know.
Yeah.
And remembering how cool I thought it was.
I mean, we've all had those moments.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
And that's kind of the point of the podcast, I think.
Right.
Or at least one of the points. It's not the only one. Were you more understanding of Nancy as an adult?
Yes. 100%. Her home life was totally fucked. She obviously had a part in her that was like, if we're thinking of ourselves in the Inside Out of it all. Do you know the movie Inside
Yeah.
Out, where there's all
Mhm.
little parts? And there's a part in her that doesn't have power, that needs it, you
Right.
know, to feel safe. And so she gets power and it gets out of control, but she needed that to feel safe in her life, you know?
Mhm.
And so there's so much about Nancy. I mean, there could be so much fan fiction about her shit, but there's so much about her that like she was being raised by what was portrayed as an alcoholic mother. You know, she had an abusive stepdad. So
Mhm.
the kinds of things that she experienced was so much instability. So the only way she could get stability was to have power herself,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah.
So I totally see her as a sympathetic character, you know, even though it totally unraveled. So then for
Sure.
her to be chained to a fucking bed, as in like, this is what crazy is, and she's crazy, is, I feel like a cheap way out.
Yeah.
She didn't lose the powers of Manon, too. Like I felt like she got kicked into a fucking mirror, and then
Mhm.
she's in a psych ward.
But she
like-
bound, like she was bound to not
Yeah.
cast spells
But
anymore.
she was bound before that because she was like, "Don't try any more fucking spells on me, Sarah." Right? Like,
But
she
the
could-
first one didn't take. She had to do it again.
Okay, well,
I think that's our understanding of it. at
even
least.
if she's not harming others or herself, she still has the powers of Manon.
Yeah, but I think Sarah wasn't like hadn't fully embraced her power yet until she cast the second binding spell.
We
And
needed like a zapping or a de-zapping of
Right.
Nancy, I think. In
I
that
think-
moment when she hits the mirror,
An
let's get some-
unquickening,
let's get some
because
unquickening.
she's basically it's Highlander the quickening.
Let's get the lightning bolts to
So there
come
can only
out
be
of
four of
her
us?
in that
Yeah.
moment. Yeah.
There can
If
only
you
be
guys
4.
were wondering, there is an extensive catalog of craft fan fiction out there. I haven't.
I
I
bet.
just. Yeah, there definitely is.
Plug your book.
Didn't read any of that, but I did find a website.
Here we go. We finally get an episode about the craft. Go ahead, Adam.
It's adamschwitters.com backslash fanfic
Yeah,
backslash the craft.
It's just a PDF that he'll send you.
It's a zine. You know, I went to the library and printed
And
it out.
nobody will
Yeah.
publish it.
So did years of therapy and adulthood in general change any other aspects of the film for you this time around that we haven't touched on?
I feel like we hit all the notes, man.
Okay.
I really
Yeah.
do. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I got nothing for that.
All right, so we can move on to picking up the scraps. Is there anything we've missed that anyone wants to talk about?
Adam, it felt like you wanted to talk a little bit about the soundtrack maybe on this, but I
Oh,
definitely
that's
think...
in. That's in a. That's
Okay.
that's
I-
how
Your
I
major
fix this
gripe?
movie,
Okay.
or my major gripe. One of
Both.
those. Yeah.
I mean, I have some scraps that are just, yeah. I mean,
Mhm.
again, they're a little bit, they're more gripey than they are scraps.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, do you want to save them for gripes?
I'll save them for gripes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
I guess,
I will note for those who don't know, the reason Tunney was in a wig is because she obviously buzzed all her fucking hair off in Empire Records about a year prior. So
Yes.
Oh.
Um,
I guess the beach scene was shot at Lee Carrillo,
Yep.
Lee Carrillo State Park,
Lee
which
Carrillo,
is
yeah. Mhm.
probably the most filmed beach in America, if I had to guess.
It's
or
one of them for sure. Yeah.
Like it's the opening scene in the pilot of the Rockford Files
Yep.
is that beach, and
Yep.
it's been in fucking everything.
It's been in everything. Yeah.
Mhm.
Now, did
But,
you guys have an issue? I don't know if this struck anybody else, but like when they're on the beach after she's walked on water, or when she's walking on water, they have the reaction shot, and there's one that's down the beach, up beach with the 3 of them in the shot, and there's no rocks behind them.
Yeah.
And then you cut back, and she's walking towards them from having walked on water. You're like, what the fuck, man?
Well-
These rocks are absolutely in the shot that would have been right there.
But also, like, okay, so the lifeguard and police response is pretty much instantaneous after she gets back on shore.
Well, they've
right?
all
I guess
passed. They've all passed
they
out, and they're
pass out,
responding
that's
to the.
right.
They're responding to the sharks.
Yeah, that's
But
right.
I don't even know if that's an emergency siren warranted call. A bunch of dead sharks. I mean, that cop came in flying pretty hot onto the scene for a fucking fish.
I just feel like somebody was also on that beach when like lightning bolts were striking this young girl and she was walking on water. Like somebody else would have noticed that, and I think that would be the bigger issue.
Right. So many people walk their dogs in the morning on the beach. You know what
Yeah.
I
Right?
mean?
Yeah.
I will say they tested 85 girls for the girls. They had them on. They had 85 girls on like test deals. So they did screen tests with 85 different actresses. Angelina Jolie was on hold for this.
I wonder which role.
They let her go do Foxfire because they weren't sure if this was ever going to get greenlit.
Oh my God, dude. I need to call Gabe down because she could go on about Foxfire. Like that was her queer awakening. That,
I
like,
just
Angelina
watched
Jolie
it for
in
the
that
first
movie.
time very recently.
Oh my God.
They also a then 12-year-old Scarlett Johansson read for this, which is very strange to me.
Weird. which
Alicia
role?
Silverstone did.
For
I'm
the
not sure about
Breckenmeyer
that.
role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like,
They were
you're
the
too
same
tall.
height.
You're
Yeah.
too tall.
I hate that they had a 29-year-old and then a 12-year-old reading for this movie.
Very
It's like,
strange. It would have
Yeah.
been so hard to shoot with a 12-year-old.
mhm.
Just logistically, it would have been a fucking nightmare.
Right.
So I'm trying to. I had one other. Fuck it, doesn't matter. Oh, they did have a Wiccan consultant, as we sort of alluded to
Yeah.
before, but she was brought in.
Pat Devin.
Yep.
Yeah.
She was.
She was worried that if they used the name of a real deity, that then the kids would be messing around with things they couldn't possibly understand.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Opening up gateways.
Now, Andrew Fleming was also working on a pilot based on the movie for Fox, and he was going to use the Love Spit Love cover of How Soon Is Now for the theme song, which then Charmed, which used the same fucking song from this movie and the same font, used for its opening credits.
Kind of the same shtick too, right?
Very much.
Mhm.
Only I saw someone joking that Aaron Spelling made them all sisters, so they didn't have to have a black person in it.
Ew.
Oh,
Um, it's
it's
funny that
funny
like
because it's true.
yeah, it's funny because it's true. That's probably good for picking up the scraps. Okay, major gripe. Starting with Tasha. What was your biggest gripe with the film this time around?
Uh, I mean, it probably would be Rochelle's arc. After all of after all that we've talked about, it's probably Rochelle's arc. And not having her, Rochelle and Bonnie, I would say, having them both be likable, like normal, sympathetic, but just like
Mhm.
into witchcraft kind
Yeah.
of gals.
Mhm.
They get roped into a friend who's overdoing it, over the top. Then they realize this is too much, but then they don't go back to like, hey, we're good. They turn to, well, fuck her. We're
Mhm.
gonna be bitches now. It's like, so it was probably that. The slut shaming as far as Bonnie went,
Yeah.
that was, my gripes about those two.
Okay.
I hated that they weren't supportive of her like hoeing it up.
hmm
Fucking let her, you know?
Adam or Sean?
Definitely the music. Easily the music is my major gripe. It starts with that aggressively bad Beatles cover and doesn't get any better after that.
From your Our
And
Lady Peace bootleg?
It even felt like there were it felt like there were just karaoke versions of a
Yeah.
lot of these songs. I mean, Matthew Sweet actually shows up, but the Smiths, Beatles, I mean, they're
Yeah.
really kind of dancing around having
Yeah.
a limited budget, but still wanting to get the feel. I don't like
We're almost done.
when movies do too much of the here's a song to tell you how you should feel, which does this a lot. But my major gripe is just kind of the lack of backstory with the Manon, this demon god, whatever it is. At one point, we hear "Hail to the Guardians." Who are these guardians? Like, I want to know about them. I want to. I mean, this might be a little grandiose, but I would love to get perspective of the gods, seeing
Yeah.
these women, seeing this coven, like having some type of communication, having them I don't know, interact in a better way, feel their presence beyond just fucking butterflies.
Yeah.
Um, and
More world building.
the world
We want
building
some
of this is
exposition here.
pretty thin. I would love to
Yeah.
see, like as this power affects Feruza, Nancy, like I want to see it affect her, like in the mirror where she starts kind of seeing this stuff and starts feeling this power beyond just the interactions with her coven with the other girls.
Yeah, they seem like really abrupt transitions.
It's really quick.
Yeah.
It's really quick. And again, the whole like you want out of the coven, so this is like the Crips, like we're just gonna fucking kill you. Like that's a huge stretch for a girl who's just like, I just saw this guy fucking watermeloned on the pavement outside of a high school party. Like, I think I'm cool for a while. No, we're gonna kill you, and we're gonna make it look like a suicide. Say hi to your mom.
But that's where like the Mean Girl stuff comes in, you know what I mean? And I do think the music lends itself to, like, I like that we're going to tell you how to feel via the music, you know what I mean? Like, it's so
Yeah.
blatant, it's so 90s for them to, they cut to this house party and they're like, we're at a house party, and you're like, yeah, here we are, we're at a house party. I fucking love that shit.
All right, I'll definitely agree to disagree with you on that one.
Okay, great.
It's a movie for kids. I mean, it's not
Yeah.
for adults, Sean.
Yeah.
So that's
It's a hard R, baby. I mean, this
It's not a hard R.
It's not
They
hard.
would have had nudity. They would have had F-bombs.
It is so funny to me that this movie is rated the same as Casino or like
Yeah.
Braveheart
Yeah.
or anything. I mean, just
Or the
like,
Big Lebowski with like 270 fucking F-bombs.
we don't
Yeah,
have
I'm
any
sorry,
nudity.
but did they summon demons in any of those films? No.
There's some strong language. There's some nudity. There's like deaths that are not. I mean, other than like the dummy they threw under a fucking truck in the
Mhm.
with the snake man.
No,
But
that
he
was
was
a
a
real.
vagrant,
That was
no
a
one
real
cares.
man. That was a
Yeah.
real
Oh,
man.
they-
Yeah,
I
they
did-
actually
like-
killed somebody.
I did
Um,
find it kind of funny when they came back to the whatever park that was, and they were all just like high on watching Faces
Yeah,
of
it
Death.
looked like the hill under fucking park. But my major gripe would just be the fucking wig, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
Josh is not a wig man.
It's bad. It's a bad wig. Okay,
Christine Taylor did not have a wig in this movie. We
no.
should point
So
out.
let's fix this movie for today. How would we fix this film for a modern audience, Tasha?
Oh my God, the feminism would be real. And it would be less focused around, I don't know, man. I don't know
That's
if this movie
mine
could be
too,
remade
yeah.
for today.
Mm.
Yeah. Just
I
just,
would. Oh, go ahead. Let's keep
Oh
going.
no, that's it. I was just
Okay.
gonna double down on the
Mhm.
the real feminism,
Yeah.
and not like that 90s fucking Breakfast Club version
Sure.
of it.
I'd
Yeah,
make
I
it a
think-
little bit. Go ahead, Adam.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I think they should have had a like a little bit more. Just like tell us about every group in high school. Have that scene where they talk about all the different groups, and then we like meet all these people, and we have a little bit more. It's a little bit like colored in
Mhm.
this high school that seems to be the biggest high school in the world because it has a 40-person dive team, and yet only has 7 kids that actually speak.
Yeah.
As far as I could
I would
tell.
make the high school a bit more representative of Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think we had a Latino in this movie. If we did, they were
Sure.
very shown pretty briefly.
Well,
We had
Latinos
one-
are
I don't think
famously
they-
not Catholic.
Yeah, they don't go to Catholic schools.
They don't go to Catholic school, but we had
That's
we had
no-
a token black person in this movie.
Yeah.
We had no gay representation. I mean, I do think that we're missing a big like story element to have like the what do you call that in vampire lore where they have their helper?
Xander, right? Isn't that
They had the
Uh,
Renfield. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you have
yeah.
your commoner or whatever, but like
Sure.
having that guy in their group, like one good straight guy who
Doesn't need to be
understood
straight.
them.
he does well? A
Doesn't
good
need to be straight, no,
gay
what-
guy. Yeah.
A guy just to kind of, yeah.
To
Obviously
serve as
her-
the bridge to the audience.
obviously her dad's not filling that role.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Saving
I gotta-
graces.
I gotta wrap it up, guys.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
We,
I
there's
got Gabe. I
favorite
got Gabe
moment.
behind me. I want to get fucking sushi.
I'm trying to.
Let's
I'm trying to get this
Yeah,
done.
so
One last
sorry.
thing. No,
Okay.
I hear you.
We would have been done, but you had to spend 20 minutes proving that you were alive.
I'm so sorry.
What was your favorite moment or element of the film?
As in,
Anything
Now?
about the
Looking
movie?
back
Yeah.
now?
Now. Yeah.
the nostalgia it brings up. And I'm sorry, the music.
Okay.
The music was
There's
just
no wrong
so,
answers.
like,
Yeah.
oh, I know that I'm not wrong.
It was, yeah, this is definitely a touchstone of 96. Like you could put this movie in a fucking time capsule.
And also
be like-
Farouja Balk, just existing in it is like
Mhm.
the best.
Yeah, well, I've talked about being a fan of Farouja on this pod. I think she's really good here. I think the girls are really good together. I think that like before it kind of goes into like we're gonna off you and
Mhm.
pen the suicide letter. I do think the girls work really, really well together. I think that that's by far the strongest element. I think that's what ensnared a lot of people who went to go see this movie is seeing that kind of collective and seeing the friendship between them. And I do think like, yeah, some of it doesn't really hold up, but some of the special effects are still kind of cool. I still think even with the wide hips, the levitating scene's cool. The hair thing is cool. Yeah, you can see the cracks in the veneer on some of those effects, but I don't know. It still works.
Adam,
100%. Yeah.
what's your favorite moment?
My favorite moment, probably
whatever.
the glamour magic.
Yeah.
But just generally like it's a lot of fun, right?
Yeah.
And it's fun in a dumb high school way that I totally get the nostalgia.
Yeah, Gabe was listening in, and she her favorite was the jukebox, the mom's jukebox.
Yeah,
Okay,
the
I was
jukebox
actually
is
just
good.
going to say that too. Samesies. All right, so Tasha, how did you feel overall about your return to the craft after all this time?
It was just I felt great about it. I'm glad that I had a different perspective on it, and it was very much time capsule of that period of time, and not realizing how much it influenced, honestly, like my depressive shit.
Mhm.
R rating, well deserved.
So before we say goodbye to the listeners at home, where can they find you, Tasha?
You can find me with my best friend, Gabe, at SVU Pod. Our podcast is called SVU Pod, especially Heinous. You can find us on Instagram at SVU Pod, all platforms actually at SVU Pod. We have a Facebook group, SVU Pod Elite Squad. We're on Patreon, just pretty much anywhere. SVU Pod, that's us.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, ooh.
Tasha, thank you for opening up your childhood to the scrutiny of the Unkind Rewind.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tasha.
Thanks,
Thanks, guys.
Tasha.
This was fun.
Yeah, this was fun. Thanks for coming on.
Hit us up.
Don't. You can bleep that out, dude.
You've just listened to another installment of the Unkind Rewind podcast, mining and potentially ruining your childhood for content, one film at a time. Unkind Rewind is a Munchcast production and can be ingested wherever you listen to podcasts and on the Unkind Rewind YouTube channel. Music for this and every other episode of Unkind Rewind was composed by Divorcio Suave. Rate and review Unkind Rewind on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Good Pods, Yelp, IMDb, Consumer Reports, Google Reviews, and TripAdvisor. Links to all of our social media accounts are in our show notes, but you'll find us as at Unkind Rewind Pod on nearly every social media platform that makes sense. If you had a question, concern, complaint, or positive feedback, you can email the podcast at unkindrewindpod@gmail.com, or you can join the lively Muchcast Discord to discuss this or any other episode of the Unkind Rewind with like-minded people. This dialogue with the pod may just make it into the next week's ep, so chat away. The Unkind Rewind Patreon will be coming soon, so start squirreling that pocket change away. Thank you for listening to another Unkind Rewind.